A fabulous all-round performance from Matt Cole saw Kent end their Friends Life T20 campaign on the up as they sent Sussex to their 9th defeat with an 8-wicket win with 41 balls to spare at the Brighton and Hove Jobs.com ground in Hove. Sussex batted first and Matt Machin exploded into life in the 3rd over, bowled by Mark Davis. The first ball went for 6, to be immediately followed by a flawed boundary, the middle not necessarily being found on this occasion. No runs came off the next 2 deliveries, but then Machin struck back-to-back maximums to take 22 runs off the over. Anything pitched up and Machin was going after it as he looked to finish this tournament on a high. Bravely, Geraint Jones kept Davis on, and with the first ball of his next over, he forced Machin to mistime a pull to be caught at mid-wicket for an exhilarating 31, which had occupied only 20 balls. His opening partner, Luke Wright, was starved of the strike and fell at the end of the power play overs when he got a leading edge off Coles to offer Sam Billings a simple catch. 42 runs were scored in the power play, and Rory Hamilton-Brown didn't care that was over as he lifted Davis over the leg side boundary for another 6. Coles' night, though, was starting well. In his 2nd over, he watched Chris Nash have a go at a hook shot, only to be held, eventually, by Daniel Bell-Drummond. Coles had 2 for 3 from his first 2 overs, while Davis bowled out at the other end, with Hamilton-Brown helping himself to another 6. Darren Stevens then replaced Coles and struck in his first over as Hamilton-Brown failed to connect fully this time and was taken in the deep by Ben Harmison for 16. Sussex were on 68 for 4 at the halfway stage and then went 4 overs without a boundary before Scott Styris was another to hole out, this time off Adam Riley. Only 29 runs came in 7 overs, and the Sharks also lost Michael Yardy, who was another to miss time badly to give Coles a catch off Mitch Claydon. Ed Joyce fell for 26 at the start of the penultimate over to give Coles figures of 3 for 14 from his 4 excellent overs. With the older ball, clearing the boundary was obviously not easy on this pitch. 3 more wickets fell in the final over. Will Beer edged Claydon behind for the bowler's 2nd wicket, and his 3rd came 2 balls later as Callum Jackson clubbed a short delivery to Stevens. And Coles then added a run out to his stats to the final ball of the innings as Sussex were bowled out for 113, the last 10 overs bringing a score of just 45 for 6. It was a target which was never going to test the Spitfires. James Anyon had a mixed first over. Bell-Drummond produced a beautiful straight drive for a 6. Only to be out next ball as he drove Anyon to Nash to depart at the end of the 3rd over with a total on 22 for 1. Coles was then promoted right up the order to number 3 and he nearly took Fabian Cowdrey out with a forceful hit that the non-striker may well be wearing for some time. It was just one of those nights for Coles. Next ball he whipped Chris Liddle high over the mid-wicket boundary for what is known as a towering 6. And he cleared the rope twice more in the next 2 overs. People have been well aware of Coles' skill and power, and now the Sussex attack was seeing it firsthand as the 50 was brought up at the end of the power play. Coles has not really shone too much this season, but he did on this night as he raced to 40 off only 22 balls. But his next one was his last as he was bowled by Beer, but he left with the match just about won with only 41 needed off 12 overs. It meant that the remainder was a jolly little stroll for Billings and Cowdrey, the youngsters who would have enjoyed their time out in the middle with all the pressure off. Neither had any problems as they eased their side to the winning line with oodles of time to spare. Indeed, the match was won to the first ball of over number 14, Cowdrey lofting Nash over mid-on for 4, with a shot as effortless as the Spitfires win. Had they started off this season this well, they may have been contenders for the quarters. Here, Cowdrey left on 28, with Billings on 19. As it is, Kent and Sussex can now concentrate on other things. For Kent, there are still hopes of getting to the semis in the Yorkshire Bank 40, while Sussex have some big fish to fry in the LV County Championship. They have a thrilling last couple of months to go and will soon forget this comprehensive 8-wicket defeat.